Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Isle of BS. From the beaches of lovely Long Island, New York, from the Department of BS, this is Isle of BS, a New York Islanders podcast, part of Time to BS and Billy of Sports. My name is Dan Cruz. Follow me wherever you get your podcasts, and Twitter, Instagram, and Threads at Daniel Smooth and at Time to BS Podcast. TikTok for clips at Daniel Smooth, and on the Time to BS Podcast YouTube page. You can follow the show wherever you get your podcasts, however you be watching, however you be listening. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and on Belly Up and Friends. I also will be taking your comments and questions in time for the next show. So it is Monday. At the time of this recording, I was supposed to record Sunday, but other plans happened. So, without getting too deep down the rabbit hole, I will only say this. It was my bridal shower. Which means my dumbass is getting married soon. Which is exciting. But, I have more time to do this stuff now instead of just wallowing around and doing nothing here and there. Let's get to the weekend review before we go off in the questions and comments and concerns. New York Islanders weekend review. They have a 2-2 record, 500 record through 4 games. First two were rough. First two were really rough. Boston, 5-2 loss against the Bruins. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. And Boston just decided to go and say, hey, we're still here. Because the Bruins tend to do these things. I don't know why. But Boston, I don't even know what to think of the Bruins. Because I look at them and I just say to myself, they might be good. They might be good. But then you look at the rest of the team and you're like, it's David Pastrnak, and like that's it. So Horvat and Palmieri scored the first 2 goals of the game. Horvat is 6th of the year. Palmieri is 4th of the year, make it 2-0. And Boston proceed to score the next 5 straight. Elias Lindholm, David Pastrnak, Inisima, or however the hell you pronounce his name. I can never pronounce these names. Morgan Geekie, and then an empty netter, make it 5-2. This was not a great game. Not a great game. It was just a beatdown overall. And it was... Sorokin did not have a great game. We'll get to him later. But it was not a great outing for Ilya Sorokin. And then the second game was even worse. 6-2 loss in Carolina against the Hurricanes. Mat Barzal was scratched for this game. Not like it was going to make a world of difference. So be honest here. It wasn't going to make a world of difference because Carolina is their kryptonite. They have been the Islanders' kryptonite for a while now. I don't know what is it about going into Raleigh. It seems to be like a house of horrors for the Islanders. It's terrible. It's continuously terrible every single time. Never goes well. It has continued to not go well for this team. And they continue to get their rear ends handed to them by the Hurricanes. Because they're just that much better. The Hurricanes are that much better. They're faster. There's better skaters and they're better scorers. And David Riddick, I believe Riddick was in net for this game. It was... Ugh. The goaltenders as the year, before we go off and say, oh, Riddick should be the starter, the goaltenders for the Islanders are not particularly great as of right now. Carolina scored 3 in a row, including former Islander Mike Riley. Schaefer scored his 30th of the year on the power play, make it 3-1, and then Carolina scored 3 of the next 4 goals. Simon Holmstrom was somewhere in there. 6-2 loss. I want to share my thoughts on the Barzal benching, whatever it is. Mat Barzal is a really good player. You're not going to win because of him. You're going to win with him. I don't agree on the contract that he signed because it's an obscene amount of money for a guy that doesn't score 40 goals on a regular. He doesn't even score 30 on a regular. He's a playmaker. Okay? And for Islander fans that have come out of the woodwork since Barzal has been here, because, that's where the fan base is, dude's 28 and still looks like he's 18. I don't get it. You know who I'm talking about. But the amount of comments that have been so anti-Patrick Waugh and anti-Matthew Darsh have clearly shown that you guys have never been disciplined or coached in your life. A good coach will discipline a player who does not obey the rules or obey the coaching and stuff like that. Now people say it's another Josh Hosang, which it was. His alarm clock didn't go off. I get that entirely. That's happened to me numerous times. But to just go off and say they should fire Patrick Waugh because of this, I'm there's obviously more details than just he was scratched for reasons. It was disciplinary, which is coaching. It's called coaching. Take accountability. That's what it is. Coaching. Next up, in Washington for the last of the 3-game road trip, the Steel won in D.C. 3-2 win over the Capitals. Washington, or was it 3-1? I might have gotten this wrong. It's 3-1. Wow. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. I'm thinking of yesterday. There we go. Halloween night in Washington. Islanders take it in D.C. Nice win. Tom Wilson scored the only goal for the Capitals, and then Pajot scored shorthanded, third of the year. Bo Horvat is 7th year. He's been good. And then Barzal, third of the year on the empty net, 3-1 Islanders. Solid. Solid game. Sorokin, 22 saves. Good bounce back game for him. 957 save percentage and 22 saves. Only 1 goal allowed. Good game for him. Really good game. And then Columbus on the 2nd of November, which was yesterday as we're recording this, 3-2 the final. Columbus looked like they were going to have this game. Schaefer scored on the power play to make it 1-0. Miles Wood made it tie game. Matichuk scored with about 6 minutes remaining. And then Schaefer and Holmstrom come out of absolutely bleeping nowhere to score 2 goals in 29 seconds. Or was it 28 seconds? It was 29 seconds to basically steal one over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And if you feel bad for Elvis Merzlikins, please do. Please feel bad for that goaltender. Because he had a great game. 36 saves, 923 save percentage. He was technically the third star of the game. Schaefer, 2 goals in this game. He's been unbelievable. He should win the Calder right now. That's how good he's been. I mean, you'd expect nothing less from the first overall pick and the number 1 overall prospect in draft grades. You'd expect nothing less. But he's been unfreaking believable. Next 4 games, tomorrow against the Bruins, second of 3 meetings between the Bruins. On the 7th against Minnesota, and then the first of the Ranger game, of the major matchups between the New York Rangers on November the 8th, on the second half of back-to-back between Minnesota and Madison Square Garden. Couple questions before we get to break. Actually, let's just get to break real quick because I want to get this out of the way. So, be right back, ladies and gentlemen, after word from our friends for one of our sponsors. Be right back. This show ain't free, so time for some ads.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Use the promo code BellyUpSports in all caps to get $20 off first purchase at SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app. There are two things I want to get off my chest before we get to time to Q&A. Cal Ritchie, who has been impressive in his first two Islander outings in Washington and against the Columbus Blue Jackets, he is projected to be the number 2 center throughout the rest of the time he's up here, or he should be up here for the rest of the season. Because Heineman, Horvat, Barzal, I like Barzal on the wing a lot better because it opens things up a lot more. He's a better distributor of the puck than Horvat is. Let's be brutally freaking clear here. He just is. He's really good on the wing. Horvat is your number 1 center. He's been on fire this season so far as Bo Horvat. And then Emil Heineman. Thanks, Montreal. That's all I'm going to say. But Cal Ritchie should be up here for the rest of the season. He's looked good. He's going after the puck. He's holding on to it a lot more. Great passes down the middle of the ice. He just looks good. He looks good. I'm impressed. Thanks, Colorado, for that trade. I have a question for the Islander fandom here that wants a trade to happen. My question here is Ilya Sorokin okay? Like, is he actually okay? Because now, for people that are like, they need to trade Sorokin, they need to do this, they need to do that, if you actually paid attention to the details of his, contract, you know that he has a full-blown no-move clause. He's not going anywhere unless he fully decides to waive it. That's the beauty of these NHL contracts nowadays, is that almost all of them have full no-move clauses or no trade clauses or whatever the hell. He's not going anywhere. And before you go out and say, oh, it's Sorokin's problem, he's hurt, blah, 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 fire Patrick Waugh because Islander fans are too freaking emotional, the defense is not particularly great outside of Schaefer and, to a degree, Romanov. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Do you want to know my exact hypothesis or reason behind this? Do you remember the last season of Garth Snow where Doug Waite was the head coach and the Islanders scored like wildfire and they couldn't stop pucks to save their life? Yara Halak, good goaltender. Thomas Greiss, good goaltender. They allowed what seemed like 5 goals a night. It was atrocious. So before you start to panic and say they should trade Sorokin because reasons, he's not getting traded. He's not getting traded. Okay? Relax, people. Relax. So, I don't think they don't have any other Sorokin issue. I think the defense is pretty bad. Ryan Pulock and Scott Mayfield and Adam Pelech, those 3 guys in particular have not looked great at all. Tony DeAngelo is okay. He's okay. He's better offensively. When Matthew Schaefer and Alex Romanov are your 2 best defensemen, you have a problem. You have a serious problem. So that's no disrespect on Schaefer and Romy, but that's an issue. That's a glaring issue. So that's pretty much, yeah, I don't think it's Sorokin that's the problem. The defense is not particularly great, so there's that. Time to Q&A before we close up shop for the day. Take your comments, questions, and debates and answer them throughout the show. Number 1, Donut, will you freaking relax? Jesus. Is it time for Casey Zizekas to hang it up? My man has not looked himself. And there's an alarm. I forgot I had my alarms on. Good God. Anyway. Wow. Production issues. Technical difficulties. Wow. Just, oh, God. Just terrible. Just terrible. Just so bad. The BS Express is always in 12 voice around here. I haven't played that sound on this show yet. That's impressive to me. All right. All right. That was the weirdest 30 seconds of my life. Anyway, is it time for Casey Zizekas to hang it up? Sure. He hasn't been himself. He has not been himself. Kyle McLean is a better fourth-line center as of right now. In case it has to go on the wing, I don't know. It's hard because he's the last of those fourth-line guys between him, Martin, and Clutterbuck. And I know people are very emotional Islander fans. They're very emotional Islander fans, emotionally attached to Casey because he's a lifetime Islander. He's the only one of those 3 fourth-line guys to never had another team. Clutterbuck went to Minnesota, obviously. He came from Minnesota. And then Martin went to Toronto for a couple of years before schlepping his rear end back to the Islanders. It's hard because Casey's really good. He's an agitator, but it might be time for him to hang it up. I'm sorry. He doesn't look good. And you obviously want to get more ice time for Shabanov, Siplikov, McLean, Duclair on the fourth line, which is shocking, but whatever. What are you going to do? The fourth line is not going to be where it was during the last 15 years. It's not. But it is what it is. Next question. Who is more likely to be traded first, Anders Lee or Jean-Gabriel Pageau? Neither. I'm going to go neither. I don't think any of them get traded unless the Islanders are completely out of it, which it's too early to tell because it's November. Relax. God. I see this on Twitter all the time. Like, oh, we need to trade everyone, blah, blah, blah. It's like, because you're too emotional. You're too emotional in the moment. Here's my problem with Islander fans. Here's my problem with my own freaking fan base. Because the Islanders fan base is too emotional with these decisions. It must be a New York thing. I don't know what else. I don't know where else it is. But for people that are saying, the Islander fans scream off the top of their lungs to fire Patrick Waugh, trade everyone, trade Anders Lee, tank for Gavin McKenna. And I'm like, do you guys not want to see that what we have right now? Oh, but I want to win and I want to win now. It's like, you're not coaching the team. You're not playing in the game. You're not like, I hate to destroy your ego, but like, come on, relax. Which brings us to our next question. Continued thoughts on Patrick Waugh. Great segue. I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the right coach. But then again, this is just my stupid opinion. Doesn't make me right. But what are you gonna do? I don't. It's still November. It's still early. I think we can have this discussion in like mid-December or January or something like that. From mid-December, early January, we can start having these conversations about what they should do for the rest of the year. Until then, shut up. Final thoughts to close up shop for the day. I got nothing. It's early. It's what are you gonna do? But hey, let's have some fun, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning into this edition of ILBS. My name is Dan Cruz. I'm coming to you from the lovely beaches of Long Island, New York, and I'll see you all in this life, most certainly the next one. Cheers, everyone. Have a good night.